the laser you've been waiting for. This is the xTool S1. It's a brand new laser. I've been able to test it out, do all kinds of different projects in just about a week. This machine is amazing. It is a 40-watt diode laser. For those of you who don't know, that just means it's really powerful. You can switch out the heads for lots of different applications we'll get into. But in this video, I'm gonna show you what this machine is, what it can do. It's about half the cost of comparable machines, at least CO2 ones. Lots of safety features, a ton of bells and whistles, and it really is state of the art. It's also super intuitive. So if you're new to lasers, you're up and running in no time. It's got a lot of great features. If you're not new to lasers, I'm gonna show you all the different things I was able to make, lots of different material types, maybe some new ideas for laser projects. But we got a lot going on here. So here we have it, the xTool S1. All right, before we get too much further into this, just want to say, if you're new to lasers, don't be daunted by the fact I'm in a wood shop. I'm a woodworker, so obviously I'm in here, but this unit can just be run in an office. You could run this in your house and just pipe the exhaust out. So it's fully enclosed, and that's one of the features that makes this so amazing. It fully is enclosed, comes with ventilation. You can vent it out, all kinds of options. There's even purifiers if you don't want to vent it out a window or out a hole. But the lid, right? You don't have to wear glasses with this. So diode lasers, there's a ton of different diode lasers out there. Most of them are open. There's a ton of different brands. xTool is really well respected in the laser community because they have so many different features. There's also lots of accessories that actually work with all their different types of lasers. And so this one takes kind of the advantages of their CO2 laser, the P2, and it meets their D1. So kind of the diode and CO2 lasers meet. So lots of power. This unit right here is a 40-watt head for the laser, so a ton of power. You could switch it out to a 20-watt. There's also the IR, the infrared module. If you want to do some more etching and some more, engraving on metals, it just opens up more material types. So there's some versatility there. This one is sitting on a riser base. So like with the P2, right, it's elevated so I can do a pass-through. And there's even an automatic conveyor feed like this.
Processing larger objects is not a challenge. The automatic conveyor feeder accommodates longer materials, largely expanding creativity.
So the automatic conveyor, I have it down here. I just haven't set it up yet because I wanted to get this video out quickly. But I have utilized this riser base a lot. So I can raise it up and down and do all kinds of different projects. You can see some of my other videos with the xTool P2. You can do a volleyball on here. Other features this has, it has that technology of the P2 with curved surface engraving. And so what it uses right here is we have this little probe here to do touch-offs. And so as this goes, you can set that curved surface. If you want to see more about curved surface engraving, I have a whole video on the applications. You can check that one out here. However, here's the curved surface engraving in action.
Focus system and 3D model building. The xTool S1 enables dynamic focus engraving, ensuring perfect engraving on uneven surfaces.
All right, really quickly, I want to talk about some of the features. So you can see right now the lighting is great, right? So some great lighting in there and a lot of visibility. There's actually a lot more visibility with this lid than with the P2. I love my P2. It is fantastic, but it's a little bit harder to see. So you can see really clearly in all the different angles with all the glare. So that's a nice feature. There is air assist, right? So there's some modules here so that I can, right? There's a little nozzle there, cleaner engraving. It does come with a honeycomb panel. Awesome. You can see it's gotten a lot of love because I've been doing a ton of projects. So a ton of other features, but these clamps comes with these really great little clamps. They're magnetic, so the honeycomb panel is magnetic, and these are just really, right, they're magnetic. They're really easy to clamp down. Warped wood, keep everything where it's supposed to go. So really, really big fan of that. Okay, so overview of the machine. You'll see it throughout with all of these projects. But really quick, I just want to show you the packaging. If you're new to xTool, their packaging is amazing. Setup is a breeze. So really quick unboxing, and then we'll jump into a bunch of projects. So first off, you can see all the boxes that came. It was like Christmas morning. So the packaging is fantastic. It is so thickly packed with foam, the really high-end thick foam. I actually have saved a ton of this foam, and I've been using it for jigs you know, for holding things, for repeatability in the F1, the P2, and the S1. So it's really nice foam, but everything is secure, so there's no damaged materials in there whatsoever. And they really do a good job packing in all kinds of accessories. So it does come with extra materials, some other really cool features. Okay, so this was an early run. This was a test. I was a tester, and so there weren't videos out there on how to put together. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't know. It was super easy. It was so easy. You can see I'm using the handbook a lot. Really good instructions to go through everything. It is a simple setup. Everything gets assembled very quickly. So again, if you're new to lasers, don't feel daunted. This really is your machine, and it's just so much more affordable than the other bigger lasers, and it has a lot more features than most everything else out there. Okay, the riser base is great. Super simple, straightforward assembly. So you just put it together, and then you just take your laser and you put it on top. A couple bolts will put everything in place, but that riser base really is nice. Just to do larger tumblers, to do larger things. If you have boxes or crates that you want to do, that works great. But the honeycomb is super nice. It's good metal, so magnetic clips. Those magnetic clips work just like so. A lot of times with that thin plywood, it's going to be warped a little bit. So there's no play. It's not moving. Nice and tight. So that's really handy. And they're low profile, so they don't get in the way of things. The first thing I did was I just did some test cuts on plywood. And so you definitely want to do test files to see different speeds and power, what happens, and what the results are. And so I do have at the end of this video, you can look at that. I have a test file video, how to make your own test files, easy, free. You don't have to purchase anything. But anyway, I tested out on some plywood, and now I'm just doing some more plywood. So some stained signs that I like to do a lot of. I like to do a lot of signs, and I really wanted to see how this machine held up. So I used the P2 primarily, which is a CO2 laser, and this cut really comparable. The power was about the same. So I did a lot of signs. I wanted to try out some boxes, so I did some cool new box designs, so some cool things. Lasers, there's just so many fun projects. And so anyway, this machine really, it cuts super well. It's phenomenal for engraving, but cutting is a major thing. It cuts super well. All right. For the engraving, obviously charcuterie boards, serving boards, cheese boards, engraving, speed matters. And so this machine can go up to 600 millimeters per second. It just means it's fast. It's a lot faster than most machines. It's a really heavy duty machine, so it can go a lot faster, and you can do bigger pieces. So you can do cutting boards, right? So again, you don't have to be a woodworker. You can buy pre-made cutting boards and just engrave them. You can do a deep engrave, or if you want to not engrave, you could do a score. So a scoring path definitely saves a lot of time. And so here, it scores so much quicker. So different looks for different things. But here you can see a cutting board, and, how fast did it cut? Well, there you go right there. It gives you a time, how long it took. So pretty quick, pretty quick. You can batch these out if you're planning to sell or do gifts quickly. Lots of material types. It was fun to try out some different stuff. I did this big placemat thing. It's kind of like a burlap material for a big sunflower. So you can do all kinds of materials with this machine, and it's that really large bed makes it really nice. So here I'm doing some Christmas decor, getting on some Christmas decor and doing some layered signs. I actually have a whole video using the P2 for layered signs. And so this video here, you can check my channel for more on it, has all the tips and tricks on how to do these signs. But the S1 could handle it. The S1 could handle it easily. Could do keychains. You can make your own. So just using some thin plywood or some hardboard, you can make your own custom keychain styles, or you can buy blanks already made to engrave for keychains. But here was just a little personal project made a quick little design. All of this is with xTool's XCS software. Really intuitive, really easy, and you can mass produce. You can do a bunch at one time. They have some other really cool fill features as well. You can see my other videos for more on that. All right, the positioning system. It's not a camera, so what you do is you just move the head back and forth, and you set the points to position, and you get some really good pinpoint accuracy. So you go in the top left corner and the bottom right corner, and it gives you a lovely little, well, here you go, twin point positioning. You can see it really clearly here. A couple clicks of the button and you have accuracy, and you can really pinpoint to what you want on whatever piece. So again, it's a large bed. You can do lots of different materials. It cuts really well. There are some limitations with diode lasers, like with some acrylics, but for most of my materials, it cuts just fine. I was able to do this little, Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings shield, Gondor. Get a nerd out on it, right? You can make some cool, fun things for yourself, or you can make some cool things for sales. All right, Slate has this cool effect. If you do those test files at different speeds and power, you can get some different colors. And so here I was doing some Slate Coasters, which are really quick and easy. And this, again, if you're thinking small business, this is a great moneymaker, quick. Here you can see this was the camera on the outside through that green screen. Look how clearly you can see it. It's going really slow for the gold effect, where here you can see we have the different colors, just kind of messing around with the slate tile. But anyway, super cool possibilities. Leatherette. This is some leatherette, some laserable leather, where, again, if you go different speeds, you get a different effect, and you can get like a gold effect on this one. Some of them come, with layers where it's gold or silver or black in between, but different speeds can get different effects. So these are great for patches, for hats, for clothing. Great moneymaker there. Can get a hat press or a heat press, some possibilities. Glass, yes, it absolutely can laser glass. You do have to use a etching spray. You can use down below my Amazon links. Will show you what I use to spray this on, just to make sure you get a good burn. So here, just doing a little shot glass. It's moving so fast. That's why the camera is moving a little bit, because I have it at full speed. But it cleans up really nicely. That doesn't come off. So different variations based on your speed and your power, so you can get different engraving styles. All right, wanted to try another project real quick. You can see how quickly I'm doing 8 different panels, switching out really quickly, and then painting each one. I'm using some double stick tape on the back. Again, that sign making video talks a lot more about these layered sign and some tips and whatnot, but really quickly was able to make this sign. This machine can handle it, and great results. So fun. So many possibilities here. Obviously, paint, stain, other possibilities. Yes, rotary. So the RA2 Pro is great. It works for all of xTool's lasers. And look at all these things, all these cylindrical objects you can do. Lots of possibilities. So I just tested it out with some tumblers. Tumblers are really fun. They make for great gifts. You can customize them. I have been using the rotary tool on the F1 to do some rings and other kinds of engraving. So again, if you switch out the module to that other module, you can do rings and metal. But some great results, amazing results on these tumblers. That's a great money maker, again, if you're thinking that way. Okay. All right, really quickly, I want to talk about these tests. So a lot of people will always ask, well, what settings do you use? What are your speeds and your power? Don't mind my neighbor's dog. Anyway, so scoring tests, engraving tests, cutting tests. It's really important you do your own tests on your material, because especially like, with tumblers, different materials, different plywood, this leatherette. Some of them like this, you can really see the difference. Or if I'm doing glass, right? Some big differences there. So I could give you my settings, but it's going to be different on your machine with the variables and the materials you're using. So I highly recommend doing that. And xTool has made it super easy to set up these test files. You don't even have to buy one on Etsy. So real quick, here's how to make your own using xTool's XCS software. All right, so here we are in XCS. Of course, you can use Lightburn software. That works as well, but XCS is really easy. So all you have to do is you just go to Insert, Rectangle. So I have a rectangle, and then you just pick which setting. So if I want to do a score, I leave it on Score, and then go to Array, and then Material Test. And I'm going to do Score. Boom. I've got it right here. And so what's great about it, I don't have to go in and manually change anything. If I click on this one right here, this box, well, I'm going to ungroup it just so you can see it. So this box right here, it's 100 power and 10 speed. Let's check. 100 power, 10 speed. Let's click on this one. It should be 10 power and 155 speed. It's already done for you. So you just, the same idea. So I do that for a score. I'm going to do a rectangle on this one. I click engrave, and then I go to array material test. And there you have it. So it's pretty straightforward. You can do this for engraving, for cutting, and for scoring. You can sometimes go a little too powerful. So you might want to consider what material you're using. If it's something thin, right, you don't want to have 100 power, 10 speed. It's going to burn through some things for engraving. So some of these, you know, a lot of mine that I did, I would ungroup it, and then I would delete the 100. Basically anything at 10 speed, too high power, I didn't want to mess with it because there's a chance it's going to burn on your material. But again, it depends. If I'm doing slate, I might go for that full power. But anyway, some options there. So you can do this to get an idea of your setting in your machine, what look you're going for. So I highly recommend that, doing that for each of your materials. Pick some scrap pieces. Well, here you have it. Just about 1 week's worth of projects, all kinds of possibilities. So many more materials are possible. It is an amazing machine, but some fun projects. And there you have it, the xTool S1. Amazing new laser, really, really state of the art. If you enjoyed this video, if it provided value, please consider subscribing to see more videos like this. Lots of different applications. If you want a deeper look at some sign making videos, especially the ornament videos, all that, I have some videos down below, so check those out. If you are watching this on a TV and you don't have access, use this QR code right here, and that'll take you to this video on YouTube, so you can see the description with all the links down below. All right, the xTool S1 is amazing, but xTool has a lot of other tools, other lasers that I've used, like this F1, like the P2. Yes, xTool has sent me these lasers in exchange for content, and I do have affiliate links, but I really do stand by them. I'm pretty discerning as far as what companies I do work with, and I really love all their products. So we do have links to these tools with discount codes, some great promos, check them out. And when you buy through that link, it does support the channel. We get a small percentage, so we appreciate that. It allows us to make videos like this. So the F1, some new possibilities, more videos on that coming soon, as well as more content with the S1. Links to the materials, blah, 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 down below. Or again, QR code if you're not watching this on a mobile device or something like that. Appreciate it, and until next time, take care.